I know you talk about this in your book, is we talked about risk taking and action, but I think it begins with curiosity as opposed to fear, right? So
Yeah.
being willing to just think, question, and look, that word, if I could say what's one word that you love and live by and all that, it's that. I mean, that conversations that satisfy your curious mind, that is this podcast. Like,
Yeah.
what is it about curiosity that you think is important for us to leverage as we take risks and build our life?
So I think curiosity is honestly the most powerful trait you can have. And I will tell you, I actually haven't shared this before, but you just made me think of it. When I was doing an internship, I must have been 19 in between my years at college. They made me do one of those assessments of like what your core strengths are, right? And
Yep.
I remember thinking, oh, I can't wait to get my results. You know, there's like 200 indicators or whatever. And my top strength was curiosity about the world. And I thought, oh, this sucks. And I was expecting like leadership or strength. And I was like, this. And my second one was gratitude. I was like,
Wow.
these are horrible. And I was like, this thing must be off. Like, this is such like weak. Like, I would never, I was like, that's curious and grateful. Like,
Yeah.
how boring, right?
Yeah.
And now I've realized actually how on point that assessment was and how much my curiosity has shaped my life.
Mm.
And the reason why curiosity is so essential to risk taking is curiosity is the gateway for continuous improvement. And I also haven't used that phrase before, so I'm going to say it again because it makes a lot of sense to me. Like
Yeah.
curiosity is the gateway to continuous improvement. And the idea is we are ever evolving. We are never stagnant. We are always fluid. And the minute you think one outcome like is then your identity, that's when things, you know, as we discussed, get kind of toxic. But if we view ourselves as always evolving, continuously improving, the gateway to that is asking questions. How can I do this better? What would I do next time? What have I learned? And what data do I have that's going to like catapult my career and life forward in ways that it wouldn't if I didn't take this risk? And so in the book, there's this framework and it's intentionally simple so you can paste it in your office and remember it. And it's called risk, refine, reward, repeat. And the idea is you take a risk, right? You assess the reward and you say, and rewards are also failures. So what did I learn? You know, what was the output? The refine phase is, will I let this outcome of risk taking define me or refine me? And the idea is you want it to always refine you, whether it was a successful risk taken, whether it was a negative unintended outcome, and then repeat. And it's a circle. You should do this for the rest of your life. This should be a ritual, you know? You take a risk, you assess the rewards, you refine your approaches, and you repeat. And I
Mm.
want to encourage people like, how do you embrace this model in your companies, in your households? How do you talk to your kids about what risk did you take today? What rewards did you experience? How are you going to refine things moving forward? Like same in your workplaces. And I think it's so critical. That's how we can use curiosity to always asking those questions to push kind of our risk appetite forward.
Yeah.